My fellow Americans, here we are again. We're just going to keep this going. Now, I would like to talk to you about my foreign policy, how I would deal with other countries, other nations. Um, One of the things that I feel very strong about is we need to keep our allies. The allies that we have are very good allies. They've always been good allies. The problem I'm having right now, folks, is that we seem to always want to diss on Israel. The country of Israel, the nation of Israel, is such a small and tiny country, and I'm not sure why the whole world is always against them. Well, I do know why, but I want you to think of why, and we'll get back to that another time. But the bottom line is we need to back Israel, number one, because their enemies are our enemies as well. We have put up with so much from the Arab countries. We have some good allies among some of those countries, but some of those countries literally hate us. But yet we want to make deals with them, and we want to get into nuclear arms deals with them. Big mistake. You cannot trust a country who have for years hated the United States, and now all of a sudden they want to be our friends and they want to come to this nuclear arms agreement. Absolutely not. I think we need to watch our back. I think we need to stay close to these people. My father said years ago, keep your friends closer, keep your enemies closer. I firmly believe that in this situation. However, when you start making pacts, or so to speak, hypothetically speaking, making deals with the devil, you're really putting this nation at great risk. And I think that we need to retract and confirm what our commitment is to our ally Israel and to the other allies in the Middle East region. We will not put up with terrorism. We will not put up with terrorists. Any attacks on Americans here and abroad would be dealt with swiftly and harshly as your president. These bombing raids that we keep doing with ISIS, folks, we're wasting our time. We're wasting our resources. We know where ISIS is. There's nobody that's going to convince me we don't. We know where they're at. We need to go in and wipe them out, basically, swiftly and harshly. Now, those may seem like strong words, but the bottom line is, folks, is what happens when the United States suffers yet another attack on our homeland? See, we've had attacks, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, but America, since the Civil War, has never really had to fight on its own soil. Well, I'm here to tell you, folks, if we don't watch our guard against some of these countries who all of a sudden we're starting to make deals with, we need to be careful because we don't want that in our backyard. That's the bottom line. When it comes to Europe and Russia, I think one of the other mistakes that America has made is we've kind of taken our superpower status and basically the way most of the world looks at America is the super joke. We have cut our military substantially, which is absurd. We have done other things that basically have given China and Russia not only militarily but technologically the advantage over us in a lot of areas. Whether you believe it or not, it is fact. We need to get back to where we were 30 years ago. We need to establish that we are a strong nation. We are a nation that is united, and we are a nation that will not deal or put up with any acts of terror against our citizens, like I said, here and abroad, but also against innocent women and children. What has happened in the world in the last year has been just an abomination. And we need to step it up. We need to step it up. We're so quick to react in other areas, but this area, I think we've dragged our feet long enough. And it's not the military's fault, it's the government's fault. We need to get in there and take care of business, folks. So I'm hoping that you will listen to some of my things that I have to say, the way that I feel. I hope that I have most of your pulse when I'm speaking these things because that's what I believe America wants. America wants to be strong again. America wants to be back to work. America wants to lead the fight against terrorism. And we need to do that, folks. It is a responsibility that America has, whatever you want to call it, to police the world or to, come to the aid. We've established ourselves as that country. Well, we need to do a little bit better job at doing that. And that doesn't mean sending our troops somewhere for 10, 15 years. That means getting in there, taking care of business, and being done with it. So many times we say, well, we have to do this. This is going to take this long. This is going to take that long. It shouldn't take years to withdraw from a country. I think we make mistakes in that regards. Many American lives, male and female, have been lost in the war that started in Iraq. I believe it's time to bring those folks home, and I think it's time for us to set up our diplomatic diplomacy with these countries to say, okay, here's where we're at. This is what we have done for you. Now it's time to stand on your own 2 feet. When the ISIS and organizations like that come in, you've got to be willing to fight it. And as a country, there's nothing more, and we saw this after 9/11. When a country unites against a common foe, there is no separation. It is probably the strongest movement I've ever seen in my life. So let's get back to that, folks. So once again, I appreciate you watching. Please vote for me in 2016. I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism from some people, probably from other politicians, but here's the bottom line, folks. I'm speaking straight from my heart, and that's how I lead. I don't lead with my mind, so to speak, as far as what I want personally for myself. I'm speaking for what I feel that America wants for everybody. Thank you very much, and God bless the United States of America.